I guess. And it says that I'm live. And here we are, people. Welcome. Good morning, boys and girls, cats and dogs. As I say, this is an inclusive channel and will always be. And I'm glad to see you. This is partly my shout out Saturday, where I will talk about other channels and other outlets where you can find fun people. But also because I didn't really do a Thwip Thursday post this week. My Thwip Thursdays, hi Jan! My Thwip Thursdays I do because I never get around to doing a Whip Wednesday. I have been known to do a Whip Friday, but no, I didn't get around to doing that. So I'm going to share some whips as well. Mostly when I do those, it's finished objects, like what I have around my neck that I'm really, really excited about. This is my Alicia shawl, which I have shown you many times before, but I did it with this amazing yarn that came from Daniel at Pawpaw Yarns. And it's DK weight. Might actually be worsted, but I'm not sure. But it's a DK weight, and the colorway is called simply Pink. I don't know whether he has any more of it right now in stock. Oh, hi, Ivy. Glad to see you as well. I don't know whether he has any more of this colorway in stock, but I do know that he just yesterday ordered some more raw material to do a whole lot more dyeing, because all of us are crazy about him and his yarns, and so we've all been talking about him, and we have all, and because of that, he's been making a lot of sales, which I think is lovely. I mean, it still smells like whatever scent he was wearing the day that he packed it up. Anyway, when I got this yarn, I also got this one, which I've shown before. This colorway he and I created together. Isn't that cool? It's called Ginger Bear. I think that's so cute. But it's beautiful. I'm sort of afraid to cake it up and start working with it, because whenever I get posh yarns, and the stuff isn't cheap, it's a reasonable price for hand-dyed yarns, and that's just all there is to it. It's a reasonable price for hand-dyed yarns. Plus, he's in the UK, so postage is also not all that cheap. But look at it, isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh. Anyway, let's see if my keyboard is still active. It is. So in a second, you will see a link. But beyond that, let's see, what I'm really here to do is, yawn, for one thing. But also, my shout-out Saturdays are all about talking about other people, because don't we all love to talk about other people? Oh, yes. So, let me just call up that screen right now. Okay, the first one I need to talk about is Pamela Grice. She is also known as the Crochetpreneur. Her channel name on YouTube is called Made with a Twist. The link will be in the description when we're done. She has organized a virtual summit, summit, I guess is the way to describe it, for crochet business people. Whether it's production, whether it's writing or design or pattern making, or whatever you are doing with crochet. And there are a lot of workshops, and it's not too late to get involved. There are free passes available. I indulged and bought the one that will enable me to watch all of the workshops forever and ever. Now, I also have to talk about some of the wonderful people I keep finding on Instagram. One of them, his name is Juan Ramon Alcantar, and his Instagram channel is called Juan's Knitting Garage. Again, the link will be in the description. I mean, all of the Instagram people I name, you can see picture after picture after picture of beautiful stuff that they create. Some of it their own designs, some of it other people's designs. If anybody wanted to execute my designs and post pictures, I wouldn't stop them. Anyway, the next one is Jay Peters. He's also on Instagram, and his Instagram page is called LJ Peters. And then another one is called his name is Michael. His Instagram is Piece for Piece Crafting, PICE, the numeral 4, PEACE Crafting, and he also has a YouTube channel. So, of course, the links once again will be in the description. And then one more. Ari Mac, he has a Spanish language Instagram page. I don't really know Spanish, but the photos are just stunning. And it's called crochet_con_barba. And we know barba means beard. So he's another bearded crocheter. I don't mind that a bit. And then, of course, I always have some non-yarny shout-outs. The first one I should have been doing all along because I have posted recently that I hate this idea that we support rights for LGBT people during Pride Month in the same way that we support equity for African Americans during Black History Month. Do you know what I mean? All of it should happen every day. So I am ashamed that I have not mentioned this organization before. It's called Rainbow Railroad. And their purpose is to assist refugees, gay and lesbian, or GLBTQ plus, refugees from countries where they would be persecuted or put to death. There are countries where that happens. And if I keep talking about it, I'm either going to get really angry or I'm going to cry, or maybe both. But anyway, this organization is there to assist GLBTQ refugees, to help them escape from those regimes where they live and to find refugee status in a new place, usually in North America. So I have their URL, and plus they also have pages on both Facebook and Instagram, and I've got that. Deep breaths. Another one I have, there are some non-yarny shoutouts that I'm just gonna do every week because they need the attention. They might not need my attention, but I need to give them attention every week. One of them is Project Freedom Ride. This is a project that was actually begun by a young boy to rescue usually stray dogs in shelters on death row by moving them, first helping them find fosters and permanent homes, but also moving them to places where they are more likely to find fosters and permanent homes. And I don't know why it is, but it seems like in places like Texas, there are a huge huge number of stray and homeless and otherwise unfortunate dogs. And there are organizations like Project Freedom Ride. Another one that I know of is called Rockwall Pets. I should actually include that in my links. But they organize adoption events, but they are rather participate in adoption events, but they also transport, excuse me, transport pets, usually dogs, to other places in the country where they are more likely to find foster and permanent homes. And then another one is called No Dogs Left Behind. And the purpose of this is to just save dogs from slaughter and becoming part of the meat industry in Southeast Asia. And if I do keep talking about that, I will cry. Anyway, I will come back to this because I plan to be online for a little while now. Let's go back and see. Has anybody else joined us? We have 3 people now, it looks like. Of course, all of this will be in the description and will be available for replay. But there are things that I feel passionately about, as you can tell. One of them is pet rescue. And of course, another one has to be LGBT rights, especially helping out younger LGBTQ plus people. Let's talk about puppies. No, let's talk about yarn. As I mentioned before, I finished this Alicia shawl, which is really going to be an Alicia scarf because I'm going to use it and it's not going to leave my hands. So I finished this, it might have been yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Immediately, I finished this other one, which is much larger. I don't know if it shows up as well, though, because it's a little darker in color. This is for a gift. For a sort of friend of mine who is an opera singer who works in Northern Europe a lot. So I hope that he will appreciate it next winter. And then I thought, well, why not do a hat that matches? So I did. Because you know how the shawl has the alternating rows of, well, in this case, it's half double crochet and the fillet work. But for a hat, the fillet work is, we did several different stitches. But we've got the fillet work going on, but not so much that the hat is not going to offer any warmth. This one is a little large because, well, actually my friend told me he has a big head, but I hope it'll fit. Because it fits okay on me. I'm medium size in just about everything, except for my middle and my butt. So, yeah. So I started doing another one in blue because I can't do enough blue hats. This one is smaller. It's made with a smaller hook. So I will show this when I'm finished with it. And this is this yarn that came from Hirschner's that it seems to be multiplying. Every time I think I'm done with it, there's more. But I've been using it a lot for my Hat Not Hate hats. And I've been doing a lot of those lately. Because, I don't know if you all knew, but I do have a Hat Not Hate project going on. Fancy that. So, let's see if I click on that. Oh, yay! The message. This is one I have to take it off right now in a moment. I know it's early, and I'm thankful for the people who are here right now. Sometimes when I go online in the middle of the night at say 2 or 3 o'clock, I can get 15, 20 people, and that's fun. But you know, having 2 people right now is just fun too. So, assuming we get more people, oh, there's a third person here now. Yay! But assuming we get more people, I will post a link for someone to come up and join me. Anyway, so I'm still working on this thing. What else was I going to show you? That might be all. That's really all I've been doing in terms of works in progress and finished objects. But I guess that's okay. It is what it is. So yes, I've been focusing on a number of different things. Some of which has been sleep, which rumor has it is actually beneficial to people, and I've been learning that it's not a bad thing at all. Okay, Jan is asking if I am still going to adopt a dog tomorrow. I am open to the idea. I don't know for sure. If I go to this adoption event at a nearby pet shop, there will be a waiting period because they have to process my application because the rescue organization is very responsible in that way. So I don't know. If it doesn't happen this weekend, hi Whisper, hi Coco. If it doesn't happen this weekend, then I think it will happen soon. Yes, I'm glad to see all the new people here. Yay! So, just a few minutes ago, I was reading off my shout outs, and I'll come back to them a little later before we're done. And then I was also showing some of my finished objects, and this one, work in progress, which is, this is some of the blue, Hirschner's blue yarn that I got. And I know I've told the story where I got a duplicate shipment of an order that I had placed, and I called them to tell them about it, and they said, "Oh, just donate the yarn," because I'm sure it costs them a lot less to just write it off than to ship it back. So that's why I have so much of this particular blue yarn, but it seems like it's multiplying because every time I finish something, there's more. So I've done a lot of this. I was also mentioning my Hat Not Hate contest and everything else. I don't know that Nightbot is working right now because the only Nightbot notification I'm seeing is one that I manually triggered myself. So I don't know. Oh, hi, Amigurumi Ninja. Welcome in. Anyway. Oh, I'm yawning. I'll be doing a lot of that this morning. Oh, it looks like Nightbot is working. Because we just got an automated message from Nightbot. You know, they're set to be triggered at specific intervals. I just wasn't seeing any for a few minutes there, except for the one that I manually triggered, which is okay too. Let's see. So, Whisper, what's up with you today? How is everything in the Eastern Hemisphere? Well, I know you don't know all about every bit of the Eastern Hemisphere, but how is everything in Northern Europe then, I should say? Or maybe I should even say, how is everything in your part of the world? Or even in your home? Yeah, I'll figure that out. Let's see. Actually, it's lovely. In the past week, I have gained a few Patreon members, so I've had to program them into Nightbot, which is lovely. So, and because I didn't want to overwhelm people with Nightbot messages, I just, rather than all of my individual links, I just put my Linktree page link. Oh, I'm glad to hear it, Whisper. Yeah. So yeah, my Linktree link is there, but I can still manually trigger like my Etsy store, where a link to my Etsy store where I have merch, and my Ravelry store where I have patterns. Actually, I've made a few pattern sales lately as well. I wish I could sell some merch. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. Let me just trigger that. Of course, my keyboard has gone dormant. Let's see. Okay, you should see the link to my Etsy store in a second. But anyway, the link to I do have a new Dutch Patreon member, and I'm very happy of that. What was I going to say? The link for AJ came up. He's perfectly lovely. He is a participant in my series of interviews with men in yarn, which I post every Monday, and the next one is going to be AJ. The last one was Josh at Combat Crochet. He himself is a combat veteran, and he took up crochet to help deal with PTSD issues, and has found it very useful for himself, and he helps other veterans by teaching them crochet. And he is very quick to say he's not a professional in the mental health field, but he is just teaching this one tool that people might find useful, which I think is good, because I think we all know that working with yarn or any kind of a craft can have a meditative effect. In fact, there are lots of things that can have that kind of a meditative effect. I used to have it a lot when I was on the piano bench, whether I was just working on stuff that I was learning to play, or whether I was working with other singers. I always loved to work with other singers as a coach and accompanist. And I haven't had that opportunity in a long, long time. Anyway, goodness gracious, we have 7 people now. Maybe I'll post that link so that if somebody wants to come up, they can. How would that be? Let's see. Nightbot just posted a link to my Hat Not Hate contest, where subscribers to my channel are welcomed to guess how many blue hats I will complete by a specific date for the Hat Not Hate program. And if you do not know of Hat Not Hate, then I would suggest you look at hatnothate.org. Okay, Jan is asking, how do you get the Alicia pattern? It's on my Ravelry store. I will post a link to that right now. But my Ravelry store is called David Browning Designs, and you will see it there. And yeah. It's okay, Whisper. Nobody has to come up if they don't want to. That's just fine. Although I always love it when you do. Let's see. Actually, the Alicia shawl has proven rather popular, and it's so easy, and it works up very quickly too. I was telling someone earlier that when I look at other designers, I think that my designs are really very simple in comparison. But people seem to like them, so I'm okay with that. I wish I were selling more, I'll say that. Yes, Whisper, it certainly is gorgeous in this yarn. I also, I did a sample in a self-striping yarn This is more variegated. This is from Paw Paw Yarns, and the colorway is simply pink. Hi, Froggy. So yeah, the colorway for this is simply pink, and I don't know whether he has any of this colorway left in stock, but I do know that he just, I think yesterday, bought some more raw material so that he could do some more dyeing. So there might be some more of this pink colorway in stock. I think he might have sold out of this one, but also this is the ginger bear that he and I created together, because before I went gray, I called myself a ginger bear. Well, Whisper, honestly, amigurumi is a bit of a mystery to me, so I can't really comment about the complexity of your designs. They all look complex. But, oh, yeah, and you recently had a shawl that I liked too. But anyway, yeah, I think he might have sold out of this, but I think he's going to make some more because it has been successful. Paw Paw Yarn Company. This is fingering weight. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it yet. I have 2 skeins of it, and each skein is 425 meters. So it's 850 meters altogether, which I think is about 925 yards. I'm not sure. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I have not worked with fingering weight yarn very much at all, so I don't know what to do with it next, or with it. But and I don't want to waste it. That's one reason I've always been afraid of posh yarns, because I was afraid I would like ruin it or create something that I couldn't undo, and then the yarn would be wasted or something like that. But I don't think that, well, that wasn't the case with the pink yarn for the Alicia shawl. Okay, Coco, I have no idea what your comment refers to. Oh, I see. I see your earlier comment about. I can understand that now. Yeah. Ick. Yeah. Now I understand. Froggy, I think I have double-stranded finger weight before, but I'm not going to do it with this. Because I don't know how well it would work. And if I did double-stranded, I could just do another shawl. I just haven't decided what to do with it. And I don't have to decide today. It'll still be there for a while. Because believe you me, it is not leaving my hands. It will only, as I was saying, it will only leave my hands when you pry it out of my cold, dead hands. That's the only way I'm going to part with this yarn. So anyway. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay. Go charge your phone, amigurumi. I understand that, certainly. Oh, Coco, that does sound lovely. Do you have any samples? I hope that you will show it on your channel, or perhaps you have and I've just missed it. Oh, by the way, has anyone seen Bag O' Day's latest giveaway video? It's huge. It's one of these. She does these occasional videos where, oops, I guess I'm a hoarder, so I'm going to get rid of some of this stuff. She says herself that she's done it many times and given away a bunch of stuff and then didn't stop hoarding. And she said, and this is not going to be an exception. So I think that that's funny. She has that level of self-knowledge, but it's really a lot of really beautiful yarns that she's giving away. Oh, I'm so sorry that I'm yawning like this. Exactly, Froggy. It's huge. Yeah. She is funny. I like it when she and Mr. Bod are there together. I keep meaning I want to get a UNCW hat for Mr. Bod. He wears a UNC hat. But if I get him a UNC Wilmington hat, I hope he will wear that as well. What I should do is design a bearded yarn dude's hat and send to him. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, Jan, you found it? Great, great. Yeah, Jan earlier was asking about my Alicia shawl pattern. Okay, what else is going on? I was talking a little bit earlier about my shout outs, but I'll give it a little more time before I repeat that. What else can I talk about? My regular posting schedule. I'm enjoying doing these early morning lives on Saturday, so I think I will continue doing that instead of recording a shout out Saturday, because also they have the added benefit that I don't edit my live streams, but recorded videos I do. Sundays, I have Sunday readings of poetry. Mondays, I have my Monday Men interviews, and I hope you will go back, if you haven't been watching them, go back and see some of them, because they're, and I have some interesting ones coming up, and I need to get to work on arranging, you know, just making appointments and doing, recording the interviews and then editing them and all of that stuff. Oh, Whisper is leaving us. So I'm glad you came for a short time. Let's see. I'm just going to put the StreamYard link up there again if anybody wants to join us. What else was I going to say? Oh, I was talking about my posting schedule. I have my Monday Man. I have my Topic Tuesdays, which are live every Tuesday at 2. And then immediately afterward, we go and see Brenda, the newbie crocheter. I have my Wednesday free-for-alls at 6, immediately following Granny D. I have been doing Thwip Thursdays live at 4:30, but I might rethink that. I might change that. Fridays, I have been doing tutorials, but I'm probably going to mix in some alternate content there as well for Fridays. But I want to keep posting every day because that's what you do. And people keep watching, so that's fine too. Oi. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna yawn all morning long. And that's okay too. Oi. Hey. Also gonna rub my eyes. Do you know that thing when your eyelashes itch? Oh, there's a word for that. Because sometimes some people have this thing where you like build up like discharge on your eyelashes. So you're supposed to like every day wash your face with very hot water, and that will just keep it going. Which of course you do in the shower anyway. Let's see. Oh, hi, Diana. No, actually, you have not missed all that much. We've only been going for a little over half an hour. And we all know how much I repeat myself, so I don't think you will have lost much. Um, in fact, I was just talking about my posting schedule and saying that I've been enjoying these Saturday morning lives as opposed to doing a recorded um, shout out Saturday. For one thing, the videos turn out longer, which potentially gives me more viewing hours. And, you know, in the YouTube streets, that's what it's about, viewing hours and family members. Actually, I have been gaining family members lately too, which I don't mind at all. And so yeah, I've been doing this, and it's working out. I have, in the past week, I've done several very late night live streams, and they have been a lot of fun because I've been surprised at how many people have been there in the middle of the night at the same time. So it has been fun, and I think the last one I did was yesterday, Friday, very, very, very early in the morning. I think I started at 3 and went until about 6. Oh, Diana says she saw my moss stitch shawl tutorial. That pattern is on my Ravelry shop too. But honestly, I'm the sort of guy who just makes notes from tutorials and goes from there. And I wouldn't blame anyone a bit if they did. Not that I'm turning down income, believe you me, but I wouldn't blame anyone who did that. Let's see, what else are we talking about? Do you know what? I do topic Tuesdays every week, and I do not have a topic for the coming week. So, Jan says, hello, Groggy and Diana. I think she probably means Froggy, but I'm the groggy one. That's, we like creative typos. Yeah. So yeah, I don't have a topic yet for this coming week's Topic Tuesday. So what do you think would be good? My last Topic Tuesday was, what was it? The previous one was all about yarn, and then the very next day, Bonnie Bay Crochets, whom I do admire very much, she posted a video about yarn, about the ways that we get yarn delivered. It's either hanks or skeins or cakes or balls, and I found that there was a lot of useful information there that I didn't really know, and so I wished I had seen that before. But then in last Saturday's shout outs, I gave her a lot of credit for that, and I hope that people go and watch her. What did I do for the most recent Topic Tuesday? I can't remember. It's all a blur right now. It's all everything's a blur. Story my life, really. Everything's a blur. So, okay, I'm just gonna finish this one round on this hat, and then it will be done. Because I've done all of the stuff on the vertical side, including like 2 rows of ribbing for the band, and now I'm doing a final round of single crochet, and then it will be done. The best stitches for chenille yarn, honestly, I can't say that I have worked with chenille yarn, so I don't have an answer for that. Let's see. So as I was saying, this is some Hirschner's yarn that I've been using a lot for my Hat Not Hate project. And it seems to multiply. Every time I finish a project, there's more of it. I don't know. But that's okay. Because and people offer me blue yarn for the Hat Not Hate project. And I don't object to that. Sort of adds a level of fun because one of the contest questions for my Hat Not Hate contest is how much yarn am I going to have left over. And if the starting point keeps moving, there's honestly no telling. Sort of like calculus, where I did not do well in calculus. But yeah, where you have to, where basically the starting point is moving. Chenille, I honestly, I really don't think I've worked with chenille yarn before, and you know, I know that people mention that. And there we go, split stitch. Scissors. Pull through. Tapestry needle. Oh, Coco's working on thumbnails, which is a useful occupation. And that's fine. That's fine. Let's see. Dark yarn. I mean, there are patches of this yarn that are dark, and dark yarn is not that easy. Do you know, just yesterday, I discovered that both my phone and my computer display were set on dim. And I don't know why, but I had to fix that because I was not able to read the comments or anything. So it was probably, especially in the case of the phone, it was probably some kind of an automated thing to save battery. Because sometimes when your battery is low, it will go into this low battery mode, and then you don't always change everything back when it's done with the low battery mode. Okay, actually, I should have been showing you as I was sewing in that one tail because it's very easy. I still hate doing it, but it's very easy to sew in loose ends. Okay, as soon as I sew in this other loose end, because of course there's a loose end at the beginning and the end, sometimes in the middle too. But when I sew in this other loose end, then I'll go back and talk about my shoutouts again. There's that. You know, not too long ago, I bought myself a new pom-pom maker, but I haven't made a pom-pom with it yet because I don't really like pom-poms. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Done with my tapestry needle, it goes directly back into the pouch, or else it will get lost. I can promise you that. I love this pouch. It's a pencil case that I got from Staples. And I have a ton of plastic stitch markers and 2 tapestry needles in here. And it has been working really great for quite some time. So this is the hat that I just made. It might be a little small for me. It is a little small for me. But it works. I'll put it on the head. There we go. That's nice. That'll go nicely in my Hat Not Hate box. That's not too bad. And there's this other one that goes with that scarf. I'll put it in a box and send it away. And then I'm going to take this yarn and ball it up a little bit. Exactly. Coco says I need something to make pom-poms for. I don't really like adding pom-poms to hats. I have done, and I've made some fun hats with pom-poms, but in general, it's not something I want to do an awful lot of. But that's okay. I do enough of what I do want to do. And if I never make another pom-pom, I can go on living. So, anybody else? Oops. Ha ha ha. That was my alarm telling me to get up at 6:30 so that I could do my 7 a.m. live stream. But as you can see, I began my live stream earlier than 7. Just because I wanted to. And also because I had a good time doing those late night live streams earlier this week. Froggy agrees that making pom-poms is not that much fun. Let's see. I can do okay making them. I just hate attaching them. That's where my problem usually is, attaching them. But you know, I find that it's like I gave up pom-poms for Lent or something and then just never picked it up again. And you know, I don't think I have suffered a lot at all. I didn't really give up pom-poms for Lent. I just stopped doing them. But again, now honestly, before I got pom-pom makers, and even since I got pom-pom makers, I have found that a CD case is the best way for me to make a pom-pom. I just wrap the yarn around and around and around and around, and it's plastic and it's hard and it works perfectly, and then I slide the yarn off and put the tie around it, and all is well with the world. Yeah, exactly, Froggy. Most of us can make them, even if we don't like making them. I can make a lot of things that I don't want to make. Which reminds me, I made a casserole the other night that it didn't turn out as well as I had hoped, let us say. And there's a whole bunch more of it left in the fridge. So it's like every time I have to modify it every time I get some leftovers to eat. Because I don't want to throw it away, because you know food costs money. Oh, hello, Inga. Do we have any other workers? Oh, hi, Michelle. Good to see you too. Let's see. Ivy. Okay, I'm going to finish rolling this yarn up, put it back into my blue yarn box. You could not believe how much blue yarn I have. I need to get to work on those blue hats. I can't even, I probably can't count as high as the number of blue hats I've already made. Oh, Diana says her granddaughter loves square hats with 2 pom-poms. Actually, I think that's cute. I've never made one like that, but I've thought about it. Her granddaughter calls them kitten hats, which I can certainly understand. Okay, that one is balled up, and I hope that's the last steam I have of that particular yarn, because I have so much more. Anyway, let's see. That. Oh. Okay, getting heartburn, and drinking orange juice, and getting heartburn. There's probably something wrong there. So let's go back. I was talking earlier about my shout outs for this week. So what I have this week is Pamela Grice, who is known as the Crochetpreneur. Her YouTube channel is called Made with a Twist. And this week this weekend she has this, it's actually a 5-day workshop going on about building a crochet business. There's still time to see some of the workshops. I mean, today is only the 3rd day. It's 6, 7. I think Monday is the last day. And you can see some of the workshops for free. I bought one of those passes that lets me look at the workshops after the fact for as long as I want to. And then I also have other shout outs for people. I keep meeting these brilliant people on Instagram, and they put up the most beautiful pictures of knit and crochet output. One of them is named Juan Ramon Alcantar, and his Instagram page is called Juan's Knitting Garage. Another one is Jay Peters, and his Instagram is LJ Peters. And another one has a Spanish language Instagram page. His name is Ari Mac, and his is crochet_con_barba. And we know barba means beard. So he's another bearded crocheter. What's wrong with that? And then my last yarny shout out is Michael at Piece for Piece Crafting. He has Instagram and YouTube, and both links will be in the description once we're done. I also do non-yarny shout outs. And 2 of them are shout outs that I just keep repeating week after week. One is Project Freedom Ride, which is an organization basically created by a young boy and it's all about rescue dogs. He started by going online and talking about dogs that needed foster and permanent homes, and has had tremendous success. And now he's hoping to organize transport for dogs to adoption events in other states. I believe he lives in Texas, but I know that he's focused on the stray dog issue in Texas, because apparently there are tons. I know of another organization that does the same thing, that transports them to adoption events in other states. A good friend of mine is involved in that. Another one is No Dogs Left Behind, and their sole purpose is to save dogs that are intended for the slaughterhouse for the meat industry in Southeast Asia. I mean, that just gets me overwhelmed, the very thought of it. So we're going to move on. A third non-yarny shout out, and I'm embarrassed that I have never mentioned them before, because I'm not the sort of person who only talks about LGBT organizations during June, or for that matter, who only thinks about racial equity during Black History Month. So this organization is called Rainbow Railroad. They serve refugees, LGBTQ refugees, many of whom are young, who are escaping countries where they are persecuted or jailed or put to death. And the stories are horrifying. So they deserve the Rainbow Railroad deserves our support, because they help those young people who are able to escape and help them attain refugee status, usually in North America, but not always. And the links for all of my shout outs will be in the description. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Oh, Diana says that her PetSmart has animals for adoption on certain Saturdays. A lot of them do. There's a pet shop, a local privately owned pet shop near me that is having an adoption event today, in fact, and they work with a nearby rescue organization. So I'm going to go and see. I've been talking about adopting a dog soon because I think the time might be right. I think I might finally feel almost like a grown-up, so that I might be able to um, be a good doggy daddy, or at least an adequate doggy daddy. So, but the thing is, if I fall in love with a dog at this event, it will still take a few days because they have an adoption process, which is a very good thing because they're very careful. And it's never a first come, first serve thing. With a good rescue organization, it's never a first come, first serve thing. It's who they think is a good match for each individual pet. Now, I want a dog. I live with my sister. We share our late mother's house. Actually, it's in my sister's name, so I'm sort of like a refugee in her house. But I want a dog. My sister wants a cat. She's always been more of a cat person. We might wind up with one of each. Just so long as they get together, it would be fine. I mean, get along together, you know what I mean? Let's see, who else is in the room? I'm going to post the StreamYard link again if anybody wants to come up and join me. Oy vey. Let's see. Also, I was talking earlier about my regular posting schedule. Today is Saturday. I've been doing these early morning live streams on Saturdays and really enjoying them. I used to do recorded shout-out Saturdays, and I like this better, frankly. I like it better when we get people, and it looks like we're accumulating some people now. But I like it better when we get more people. I've been doing this past week. I've been doing some live streams in the middle of the night, and getting a surprising number of people, and having a really good time. I find that I enjoy doing live streams a lot. But anyway, Saturdays I do my shout out Saturdays. Excuse me. And then Sundays I do my Sunday readings of poetry. Mondays I have my Monday Men, my interviews with men in yarn, and there I have a long list of people I have approached, some of whom have responded and said, yeah, let's do this, and some of whom have not responded, surprisingly, actually. So I think that I can keep this going for a while because it's enjoyable. The next one, actually, Nightbot just posted his link, is AJ, also known as Navy Freak. Hello, Jamie. Good to see you. So the next Monday Man is Jamie. I'm sorry, not Jamie. Is AJ, also known as Navy Freak. Last week it was Josh, who is known as Combat Crochet. So I think it's going pretty well. And then Tuesdays, I have my Topic Tuesdays, and I'm still looking for suggestions for Topic Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I have Wednesday Free for All, and there's no topic there. It's just whatever anybody wants to talk about, and I enjoy those a lot. I have been doing Thwip Thursdays. I was recording them and posting them, and then I started doing them live, and then I'm probably going to just rethink the whole thing. Fridays, I usually do tutorials, but I'm also going to start mixing those up with other content. So, you know, there might be changes coming up, but I try to post something every day. Excuse me, if I'm not yarning. Oh, huh. If I'm not yarning, I'm burping or doing something rude. I'm always rude. You can count on that. What was I going to say? I was going through my posting schedule. I also talked a little bit earlier about some of my finished objects and my works in process, or progress, or my whips. So this is the most important one. This is my Alicia shawl pattern, which I did with this beautiful yarn that came from Daniel at Paw Ply Yarns. The colorway is simply pink. It's in a DK weight, sort of on the heavy side of DK, I think, maybe. But I love how this works. It's going to be a scarf for me because I will never ever part with this because I love the yarn. And then I think I finished this yesterday, and then I finished this other sample of the very same pattern, except it's a lot larger. It's in a, this is actually in some of that Premier yarn that we get from Dollar Tree that is actually for store brand yarn. It's really not bad. It has a nice feel to it. And of course, because it's acrylic, it's washable. Then I thought, I need a hat to go with that. And I created this hat, which has, in the same way the shawl does, it has these alternating fillet bits with the posts, not post stitches, but regular stitches. And then I did a band with post stitches. But this one is a little large. The gift recipient told me his head is large, but it fits me okay, so it should fit him. What do I want? So this pattern will be up soon. And as a reminder, all of my hat patterns are free. I do not charge for them because I want to encourage people to do donations. As another reminder, I have my Hat Not Hate contest. Hi, Ingrid. So glad to see you. Yes, I was just mentioning my Hat Not Hate contest where subscribers are invited to guess how many hats I can complete by, I think it was July 21st, the date that I said the contest ends. And also to guess how much blue yarn I have left over. I just completed, where did I? Oh, here it is. Another blue hat. It's pretty much the same hat pattern as the red one I just showed. You can't see the fillet work as much because this is a variegated yarn. But yeah, this is some Hirschner's yarn, and Hirschner's was very kind. I accidentally got a duplicate shipment of an order I had made, and I called them up and told them about it, and they said, just donate the yarn. So all of the blue yarn is going into Hat Not Hate hats, and the other yarn is going into giveaways. And one of the prizes for my Hat Not Hate contest is a bunch of yarn. And the other prize, there are two questions, so there are going to be two prizes. The other prize is Crystal Bagodet's thumb drive, which she very kindly offered as a donation. I wrote her, I said, I would love it if I could offer one of your patterns as one of my, as part of my prize package. And she said, oh, I'll give you the whole thumb drive. How great is that? But then that is Crystal of Bagodet, because we know that she is really, really kind and generous. She's also been very supportive of me as a channel. Even before I started posting videos, she was encouraging me to go ahead and do it. Anyway, what Counter. Goodbye. No. Finished objects. Don't really have any whips. I have some unfinished projects. The that red shawl scarf. This is meant to be used as a scarf for this recipient. Originally, I was doing my Hugs and Kisses scarf for him, but I just wasn't feeling it. And then I remembered I had some of this yarn and enough to do it. And this just worked up so quickly. Hi, Beth. Good to see you. This just worked up so quickly, and I think he will like it very much. And it's a good color for him to do. So I have a lot of unfinished objects, what they call UFOs, that are just basically on hold. And that includes the scarf that I started for the same recipient that I just put down and haven't done yet. And of course, I've been talking endlessly about this yarn. People must be getting annoyed by now. But this is yarn that came from Daniel at Poplar Yarns. And he and I sort of created this colorway together. It's got the orange and the lavender and the pink. And it's so beautiful. Do you know, the other day on his channel, he unhanked it and just showed the whole loop. I don't know why, but I sort of teared up when I saw that. Because I think he's now sold out of, he made 10 of these when he made, and I could only afford to buy 2, honestly, because it is priced realistically for hand-dyed yarn. I do not fault him for the prices that he asks because it's hand-dyed yarn. And there's also the postage from the UK, which is not cheap. Okay, people, talk to me, help me keep this conversation going. Let's see, and I'm putting up the StreamYard link again if anybody wants to join me up here. Patreon just posted Owen Granny Square's channel. She just yesterday on her live, she featured my Alicia shawl, and she bought 2 copies and gave one of them away during the course of that live, which I think was nice. Because frankly, I would have just sent her a copy and I would have looked the other way if she had shared it, but don't tell her I said that. Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, everybody's greeting each other, which is good. Oh my God, Cocktail, or Coco, you just need to close that window, don't you? First it was the skunk smell, and now it's a bee. Jamie says she checked out Daniel's yarns and they're beautiful, but she's sort of on a yarn restriction now, a yarn restriction diet. Well, Bev, we're talking about everything and anything. She's on a yarn restriction diet, so but she's just for the rest of the year. She says come January, it's on. I don't blame you. I have it on good authority that Daniel just bought a shipment of raw material so he can dye up some more things. So you can expect a lot more beauty on his website. Not to tempt you or anything, but it should be nice. It should be nice. Gosh, you know what we need to do? You know how Crystal of Bag a Day likes to talk about the small independent yarn people, and she herself prefers to use worsted at the smallest, but she loves chunky the most. So we should, when Daniel has some chunky, or at least some worsted or Aran weight to share, we should all get together and send some to her. Take up a collection or something like that. Because, when Crystal notices you, you are noticed. I have experienced that. Oh, Bev is talking about Halloween tote bags. Oh. She's also doing the Lost Souls blanket by Fibre Spider. It's getting kind of spooky. Yeah, actually, where was it? Somebody posted a question. What are we doing? What are we working on for spring and summer? And my answer was fall and winter garments. Huh. Now, I did start... I see how that works, Bev. She says she was on yarn restriction, but when she went out of town, the restriction was lifted. I see how that works. I see what you did there. So how often are you going to be going out of town now? And let's say, what was I going to say? Oh, yes. What are we doing for spring and summer? And my answer was fall and winter. Coco, who sounds angry? Is it the bee? Or is it somebody else with that open window of yours? Let's see. So I did start to do a summer polo shirt with a cotton blend, but that's one of those unfinished objects. I never finished it. I find that the more I do, the more designing I do of my own and creating my own patterns, the less interest I have in other people's patterns. A lot of times, though, I will see a pattern or a tutorial, and I think, I could do that a little bit differently, or I could do that a little bit better, or why not do it this way? And that's where some of my pattern ideas come from. In fact, I had this last week. I posted an Instagram picture of what was meant to be a halter top. In the first place, it was a small size, and I think that my mannequin is a medium. In the second place, it was a large. Basically, it was nothing more than a square, and it was a little off kilter. I'm glad I could be of service to you, Beth. Yeah. She says that she bought yarn when she went to Denver, and then after she got home, she drove over to the next town to buy yarn at Joann's. Yeah. That works for me. But honestly, after buying this yarn from Daniel, and I have another yarn shipment that I got a notification I can go and pick up today. And for that, I blame Kim of Affordably Crafty, because it was a bunch of that dollar yarn from Dollar Tree, and each one has like 131 yards, and you can do a lot with 131 yards, and if you get a bunch of them, you can do an awful lot. And once again, it's nice yarn. It's that's what this was made of. It's I would call it soft touch acrylic. It's not the softest acrylic you're going to find, but it's certainly not Red Heart Super Saver. It's not harsh at all. I don't even know how I'm going to get that stuff into the house. and keep it hidden. But anyway, after that, but it was 48 skeins for $48. You can't beat that with a stick. Anyway, I'm not going to buy any more yarn for a while. And when I say that, people say, oh yeah, I believe you. But I do have to put myself on a yarn restriction diet. I do. There's no two ways about it. I do. I have to do a yarn restriction diet. I am yawning a lot. Oh, well, since I... Oh. Exactly, Diana. The yarn that is made in Turkey usually, even the acrylic stuff has a softer touch than yarn that might be made in China, or even a lot of American-made or North American-made yarns. I myself, even though the Karen 1 pound skeins, it's a decent bargain, I don't really like to use it. And I don't think I will ever use Red Heart Super Saver again. On the other hand, I have this I got, and I think this was a gift because I would not have bought this myself because I've never heard of it before. This is called Wander acrylic yarn, and it has a very nice touch. It's 100% acrylic, but it's a very nice soft touch. Each skein. Oh, this comes from Furls. Oh, so that means it's expensive. Each skein is 120 yards, and it's a 4-weight. But it's my only problem with this is that it's very dark, and so I have to be very careful with my lighting, or else I'm going to mess up. Also, it does split a little bit, so I have to choose my hook carefully. But there's this. I like this Lion Brand jeans yarn, and I have some of this. Honestly, I can't remember whether it was a gift or I think it was part of that Hirschner's order, which means that I got a duplicate delivery of it. And then there's this other Hirschner's yarn, and this is all I have left of it, so that we'll figure out something to do with that. And then I have 2 Karen 1 pound cakes that were a gift. I've got a lot of blue yarn. I have a lot of stuff to work through. Oh, Bev has fisherman's wool. I was gifted with some fisherman's wool, and it's perfectly beautiful, and it feels wonderful. And I hate to just leave it in my stash until I'm ready to use it, but I have to leave it in my stash until I'm ready to use it, because I have other things that I need to do. I have to do a bunch of blue hats, and I have other things that I want to do. And then I wanted to get back to what I used to call the sweater that would not die, and make a real sample of that for my own use with the fisherman's wool. But I have to wait until I finish other things. And, you know, sometimes I feel like, sometimes it might look to other people like I'm a little driven with my crochet, but I feel like I need to be driven more because I don't feel like I'm accomplishing enough. But, you know, I'm doing crochet work, I'm designing, I'm writing patterns, I'm writing crochet blogs, I'm writing other blogs. Plus, I have to do other side hustles to try to bring a little bit of money in. And, you know, as I was saying, rumor has it that sleep is a good thing, but, you know, memory fails me on that. Let's see. Oh, hubby just brought breakfast. I guess he didn't bring enough for all of us, did he? What a shame. Let's see. it looks like Paula Deen just posted another recipe. I follow her on YouTube, and I like her very much. So her latest one is tater tot casserole, which is one of my favorite things anyway. Somebody liked one of my YouTube comments. People are liking my Instagram posts and photos. And nothing else very interesting there. Okay. Okay, let's see. So I meant to stay on until 8. Jamie, it does sound like I'm very busy, but I still feel like I'm not doing enough. And I don't know how to fix that. Well, more realistic goals might help a little bit, but you know, especially since the Social Security Administration thinks that I can be a software developer. I don't know where they got that idea, because I've never had any software development skills. I used to make print applications with one particular development software, but so they don't think I deserve disability, but I have people working on that. But I don't want another corporate job. I don't want a retail job. I actually can't do a retail job because I can't stand all day long. And I can't, anything else that I don't qualify for anything. So any low skilled thing I can't do because I just don't have the physical ability. So this is what I have to do. Create a crochet business and try to do other side hustles that I can do from my chair. But realistic goals. I think Bev is laughing at my concept of realistic goals. I would be too if I heard me say it. Yeah. Exactly, Jamie. Yeah, that I'm not going to overdo. That's why I never do crochet to sell the output, because then I know I would wind up hating it. It would be a job and not a passion. I do crochet because something interests me. I do crochet because I want to make a design that I think is fun. I do crochet to give away things. Everything that I do winds up as either on my own back or as a gift or a donation. But now that I live in North Carolina instead of New York, I don't need sweaters and scarves and hats like I once did. Oh well, I don't have to find an answer today. More will be revealed, as they say. Anyway, so as I was saying, I meant to stay on until 8 o'clock when we go over to see Affordably Crafty, because she and Ginger, who is known as the Yarn Geek, do together a show that they call Affordably Geeky. So just a second now, I will post Ken's link. But I might not make it to 8 o'clock because I'm sort of fading here. But she starts at 8. I think I'll stick with it until about 7:30, and then I will just go and have a lie down, and maybe I'll be ready to join Kim and Ginger after they've been going for a while, or maybe not. I don't know. So, but we still have time if anybody wants to come up. I like it when people come up. Oh, excuse me. Okay. So Nightbot just gave us Kim's channel, where at 8 o'clock you can see Affordably Geeky, where Kim and Ginger together. Exactly, Jamie. Exactly, Jamie. She says she loves crocheting because it amazes her that a piece of string can turn into something gorgeous. I have seen some of the most gorgeous things, and I'm amazed. That's all there is to it. I'm just amazed at a lot of what I see. What else is going on? So I will go back once more. I will go through my broadcast schedule. Today is Saturday. I've been doing these early morning Saturday live streams, which include my shout out Saturdays, and I'll get back to that one more time. And today I've been doing finished objects as well. Don't really have any works in progress right now. Sundays, I do Sunday readings of. Oh, Michelle, you ordered some yarn from Daniel? Excellent. Sundays, I do Sunday readings of poetry. Monday, I do my Monday Men series of interviews with men in yarn. Tuesdays, I do Topic Tuesdays. Wednesdays, I do Wednesday free-for-alls. Thursdays, I have been doing Thwip Thursdays because I never get around to doing a Whip Wednesday. Sometimes I do a Whip Friday. But I have been doing Thwip Thursdays, but I might rethink that. Fridays, I've been doing tutorials, but I'm going to mix in some other content with the tutorials on Fridays. And then we're back at Saturdays. I do try to post every day. The past week, which could be part of why I feel so worn out, the past week I've done several very late night streams, and this one actually began rather early as well. Normally I would have been, or at least I will say that previously I scheduled them to start at 7, but this one started before 6. I like those middle of the night streams. They can be a lot of fun. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm going to go back to my shout outs briefly. Okay, I do shout outs every Saturday. So the first one is Pamela Grice, who is known as the Crochetpreneur, and her channel is called Made with a Twist. And she organized this conference, this virtual conference. It's all online about building a crochet business that started on the 3rd and runs until the 7th, which is Monday. You can still see a lot of the content for free. I bought the pass where I can go back and view the content whenever I want to. I have some Instagram pages to point out. One is Juan Ramon Alcantar, and his page is called Juan's Knitting Garage. Another one is Jay Peters, and his page is LJ Peters. Another one is Ari Mac, and page, which is all in Spanish, is called Crochet con Barba, with underscores between the 3 words. We all know that barba means beard, so he's another bearded crochet guy, and that's fine. There's room in the world for more than one bearded crochet dude. There you go. Now there's also Michael, who has a YouTube channel and an Instagram page, both called Piece for Piece Crafting. That's PIECE, the numeral 4, PEACE, crafting, all one word. All of these links will be in the description. And my non-yarny shout-outs. We have Project Freedom Ride, which organizes transport for rescue dogs from states where they are overrun with strays to states where they can go to adoption events and find fosters and permanent homes. Another one is called No Dogs Left Behind. Their mission is to save dogs from the meat industry in Southeast Asia. And every time I say that, it makes me so upset. And then another one called Rainbow Railroad, and their mission is to assist LGBTQ people who are escaping from countries where they are persecuted, imprisoned, or executed simply because they are gay or perceived to be gay. And there are stories that are just horrible. That, again, that just makes me very upset. So what they do is they assist these people, many of whom are young people, and help them achieve refugee status, usually in North America, but not always. It's an international organization. And those are my shout-outs. They will all be in the description. Michelle is asking, what kind of dog am I looking for? Yes. There is no answer. Yes. It's the dog that needs me the most. Because I need all of them. Oh, hi, Whisper. Glad to see you back. You got your yarn from Daniel. Don't you love it? Which ones did you get? We're always glad to have Whisper here. Oh, Whisper! Would you want to come up and show the whole crowd the yarn that you got? Totally up to you, of course. The Rudolph set. Yes, I remember you mentioned that, or maybe he mentioned it. But I can see that as something that you would make incredible stuff with. For those who don't know, Whisper does amazing amigurumi, and amigurumi is a bit of a mystery to me still, and I can leave it that way for now because I've got enough crochet to do. Okay, Whisper's not going to come up. So Whisper, I'm glad you came in to let me know that. I was just about to head out myself because I started just before 6 and I'm a wee bit tuckered. But once again, I'm sending people over to Affordably Geeky, which starts at 8. So remember that, at 8. And then, all the other Nightbot links and stuff. So I'm just, I'm going to call it quits. I'm sorry, people. I have to call it quits. I'm going to go have a lie down. Thank you all for coming and for joining in the discussion. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all of the standard YouTube crap, and keep coming back. And once again, many thanks. Bye-bye.